SMQBs, episode 274. Guys, we're getting close to 300, actually.
Time for another tap.
It's coming around. All right, well, let's jump into it, everyone. Got a full house tonight. So, House, let's start with you. Who are you bringing to the bar?
You're going
House?
to me?
Yeah.
I heard house.
He said full house. I was so offended. I've been trying to trim a few, and I was just very upset. But anyway, so when we did this, we said that we could bring someone, dead or alive, anybody, right, to the bar?
Correct.
Anybody.
I am bringing Neil Armstrong to the bar. Do you guys know who Neil Armstrong is?
Wow, this is going to be interesting.
He founded the United States, correct?
Guys, listen, 60 years ago, we put a man on the moon. In these World Cup games, can we stop holding up a Lite-Brite screen that looks like a Commodore 64 monitor to announce that someone's coming into the game or how much extra time? Like, there's every graphic. We are now saying a blade of hair causes someone to be offsides, and some schmendrick is holding up a friggin' Lite-Brite sign to say, like, oh, there's 3 extra minutes of extra time in the first half. Come on.
Remember when a blade of hair was the most controversial thing that happened in the World Cup?
Jeez. Yeah, right.
Neil, let's have a drink at a seance together. Let's bring us into the 21st century.
Hey.
Milk's not really sure that Neil Armstrong actually did land on the moon.
Right, yeah, that didn't really happen, right?
He's a flat earther.
That is
Milk
interesting.
is definitely
House, I never thought about that. But I see that all the time, and I'm like, that is interesting. What are they doing?
Why? It's a Lite-Brite sign.
Why are they holding this thing?
All right, Milk, who are you bringing to the bar?
Who's up?
Milk.
You.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys tonight?
Hello.
He was so dialed into this game tonight.
Turn the soccer off for a minute, gents, and pay the fuck attention.
He's watching all 22s.
I'm shifting off of soccer because there's another huge thing happening this week that Rooster knows very well about. This is the biggest week for the New York Yankees. It's do or die time for them.
Oh.
Chance for the Rays to sweep their leg. And I'm going to take Junior Caminero, who is on a hot streak. He has hit, up until July 4th, 11 home runs in 11 games, 6-game home run streak. He will challenge, God, if I have to hear about Kyle Schwarber one more time, he will challenge him in the home run derby on his home field in Philadelphia, and he will win it. He's a huge threat.
It's his to lose. Like, if he loses, it would be an upset. You can't lose this.
Stop.
With his torpedo bat?
You think Schwarber.
But now we're going with the torpedo.
Junior's a torpedo bat. He's a cheater.
I've shifted my stance on the torpedo bat as a result. But big series, Rooster. Big series.
All right.
Well, we don't have any of our starters available, so it's not that big.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. All right, well, Rooster, who are you bringing to the bar then?
Well, funny you should ask, because I'm bringing, again, Brian fucking Cashman.
Oh, whoa.
And I'm gonna just say, do you not recall me saying for at least the last 4 years that Giancarlo Stanton is old and breaks down every fucking season? Can you just get rid of the guy and find someone young who's good? But no, we re-sign all these geezers and older pitchers, and they're always hurt, and that's where we are. He needs to go, and so does Boone.
Oh my God!
You don't like Boone or Cashman?
I know I can't stand either one.
I just want to make sure we're clear on the record.
No. Let's do this every year.
I'm positive that I could manage that team better than Boone.
Something well, and Rooster will turn and start favoring him.
No. I just wait for him to screw. He doesn't do anything. They do well because they happen to be playing well. It has nothing to do with Aaron Boone.
October.
Rooster hammers him, and then he goes, "All rise!"
Yeah.
Text message.
I changed my mind about
Aaron
Brian
Judge.
Short
Aaron
memory.
Judge is a god. He just happens to be hurt,
and he's not playing.
All right, Pope. What about you? Who are you bringing to the bar? Just to be clear, Pope. Who are you bringing to the bar?
All right, so here's a name for you. Anybody know who Michael Hewitt is?
The
Hugh Hewitt's younger brother.
The
No.
Packard, the
No.
Hewlett Packard computers.
The
All right,
computer?
his nickname is Little Mick.
That didn't help.
Is it golf?
Nope.
Tennis.
It has a World Cup tie. So Michael Hewitt has been missing for 10 days in Barcelona, and it was just found. Does that ring a bell yet?
Yes. This is great.
This is awesome. So he
This is
leaves London to go to Boston for the English match against Ghana, and along the way he was going to stop in Barcelona. Now, I've been to both, and it's not really on the way, but he planned to spend some time in Barcelona with friends. He got so drunk he lost his phone. Sound familiar, anyone?
Been there, done that. Pope.
And
It's
because he had his tickets on his phone, he couldn't access them. And so he just went on a 10-day binger. He didn't check in with his family, didn't check in with any of the people he was supposed to be with on his traveling party to Boston. So his family put out a Facebook post wondering where he was.
We got to get this guy on the podcast.
I've heard this story before.
I know, right? And so finally his brother said they found him safe and well in Barcelona, blissfully unaware that the whole world was searching for him.
I mean,
They
what
got the
kind
police
of
involved,
dumb,
right?
what
I
kind of
wanna
dumb
know
motherfucker is this guy?
What the hell he's been drinking
Sounds like
10
you couldn't
days
hang with him at the
in
bar, Pope.
Barcelona.
Whoa.
God, to have that kind of freedom to just
Right.
disappear.
right.
Sounds wonderful.
Definitely would like to meet this
Just
guy.
go off the grid.
Milk spirit animal over there.
I know. Like,
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, off the grid. I
Off
thought you
grid.
guys would enjoy having
That's
having
great.
some Tempranillo with Michael Little Mick Hewitt.
Yeah, I like it. Well, Guy, I am pretty disappointed that none of you brought this guy to the bar. I mean, he is deserving, and we're drinking champagne because I want to congratulate Travis Kelce on his wedding.
Oh, there we
God.
go.
Ugh.
No one, huh? No
How
one
was
wanted to
the-
bring him.
Tay-Tay.
Bison,
How
how
was the
was
wedding?
how was the wedding? How was
It
it?
looks
Tell
like
us,
it was
Alec.
spectacular. It looks spectacular.
Oh, this is because
We were
of your
looking for
NDA.
you.
This is because of your NDA. You won't
You-
say
You
anything.
had to sign one before you went.
It would be worth your time to search for the pictures on Instagram of the attendees. I will.
He got married
Leave
at
it at
Arrowhead, right?
Yeah. I will leave it. I
And
will
are
leave it
you
at that.
in a picture behind bushes with like binoculars? Like what?
No.
He's like that Homer Simpson meme
Yeah.
coming out of the bush.
No, he stole
Bison-
like an NYPD outfit, and he was security.
I for all of our listeners,
Tay-Tay.
all of our listeners,
I object.
no matter their gender, I just wanted to see your take about him becoming Travis Kelce Swift. How do you feel about that?
Is that a true thing? I didn't
I
hear
think
anything
it
about
is.
that.
Wait, he changed
No, I
his
think
name?
No, I heard she's going to take his.
I
name.
think they both are
She's
taking
very
each other's
traditional.
names. I think he's
Very interesting.
Travis
I don't know.
Kelce Swift.
I'll have to get to the bottom of this. I'll let you know. This will be a buzzer beater.
The
next
back
week,
of his
hang tight.
jersey will now say Swift. That would be.
I would just
That
love
would
it.
be
would be
cool.
I don't know if
amazing.
he can handle.
I think
that.
it'd be easier for him to be a Swift than her to be a Kelsey, though.
Yeah,
Do
That's
you
pretty
understand how much
amazing.
money the
She'd
Chiefs
be
would make off
Tay-Tay.
of Swift jerseys if he
God.
put Swift on the back?
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god. So true. All right, Rooster, tell us a little bit about our sponsors.
Well, we want to thank our sponsors for helping us put this on. We couldn't do it without them. First, Assembly is a software company that does case management programs for law firms. They're awesome. We many of us use them, and our staffs love them. Secondly, Digital Law Marketing, which has done the SMQBs website, smqbs.net, as well as 3 of our law firm websites, also incredibly well done. Supio is a software company that does AI that works with case management programs for law firms, and our pals at Injury Board at injuryboard.org.
All right. Well, soccer, house.
Football.
What do we have to talk about? There's not been any
First, I want to
controversy.
say
so.
I am so proud of you guys for the way you've embraced the world's greatest sport. Milk, you especially. You really, You're all in.
I'm worried if the U.S. loses, though, he's going to be out.
This could end tonight.
Okay, so setting aside USA, Russia, and the Miracle on Ice, and what we just did to Moose's Canadian team in the Olympics on hockey also, can you guys think of a bigger sports moment for the United States than tonight against Belgium? I mean, this is a big one.
It's not to win it all.
No, we're
just ratcheting it up. Every game is even bigger, most important ever sports moment.
This is a really big one, guys.
Well, U.S.
because we have
Finland
the talent
after we beat Russia.
Yeah, there you go, Rooster. People forget that we beat them.
That's true.
Next game.
There's so much to talk about. I guess we'll start with some of the good stuff.
House, do you think this is the best World Cup in your lifetime?
I mean, given
it's got to be up there.
I guess to be determined after the final. We all watched Argentina France. We were texting during it.
Yeah,
that's the greatest soccer game I've ever seen.
But that was a game. It's like there's so many great games in this tournament that it's amazing.
And there's more games because there's 48 teams.
The expansion has been totally worthwhile.
Yeah,
totally worthwhile. All the third place teams are out.
Amazing. Yeah, but those knockout games are awesome.
But Rooster raises one of the points I wanted to make, which is credit to FIFA, because they're about to get a lot of punches and a lot of kicks in the balls, but credit to, not really even FIFA, just credit to these superstars for showing up when the lights are bright. You know, Harry Kane, Lionel Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, you name the superstar, minus Ronaldo. Okay, but even Ronaldo had a goal. Even Neymar got his quick little. All of the guys showed up and are playing out of their minds. It's a disappointment for me. I want to see more of Brazil. It's a disappointment that Brazil is out, but Vinny played great. They're one of their superstars. So that's been one of the great parts of this World Cup. The games have been incredible. The drama has been incredible. We're going to get to, in a minute, issues of officiating and offsides and VAR and of course Flo. But one of the great things to Milk's point is, and expanding it. We now, I don't think you can. Yes, Norway is whatever, number 29. Okay, and I guess there's Egypt, who's like number 30. But other than that, you've got all top 20 teams. And I will tell you, when FIFA redoes their rankings, there's no doubt in my mind that Norway is going to be a top 15, top 10 team. They're certainly playing that way. Yeah. That was no fluke. That was no nothing. They absolutely earned that win. So what's also awesome is that we're going to be down to this next, final 12 to final 8. And we're going to have the superstar teams of the world. I mean, today, yes, it was tight. Pope made a great point on one of our text strings that when you get to the knockout rounds, for those bettors, those rookie bettors like Milk, stop taking the overs in these games. Stop taking a lot of goals scored. Yes, okay, if you want to see tons of scoring, I mean, last night was a little bit of an aberration when we had that really fun game. Incredible game with Mexico and England. But most of the time, you're going to see 1-0, 1-1 penalties, 2-1, whatever. And today we saw 1-0, but it was a great game. There was a lot of skill on that pitch between Portugal and Spain. And I think
Can I ask you a quick question about England?
Yeah.
Is Jude Bellingham a superstar, or did he just have a great game?
Superstar on Real Madrid. He is he's a superstar. There was a time where people thought Jude was going to be the next one. He had a great year a couple years ago where he was all everything for Real Madrid. He slid back a little bit this year and wasn't as Real had a bad year overall for them, but he took over that game.
Jude Bellingham sounds like a guy who was in a boy band who broke off and started his solo career.
Yeah, that too.
Jude Bellingham.
I mean,
sounds like a guy in a bunch of movies I have no interest in seeing.
If somehow we can get England past Norway, and if we can get Argentina to advance, we can get to that Falkland Islands game of England Argentina. and those superstars of England against Messi, the number one team in the world. I mean, must see TV. And really,
how old is Messi now?
I guess he's 39.
He just about to turn 39, isn't he?
Yeah, he's right. You know, he's been the best player of the tournament. And if someone said, "Can Messi play in 4 years in the next World Cup?" I'd say there's no doubt in my mind.
Well, it just goes to show you how there was a day when the debate was Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's just done.
He's also 41.
He's 41 years old, and he plays a different game. He plays a much more physical game and has to run more than Messi does. But it's almost sad to see him go out like this.
I thought for most of the tournament, Ronaldo was, you could argue, a little bit of a liability to Portugal. Messi drives that team. I mean, that first touch before he made that goal in the last game was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's fun to watch him. I think we're so privileged to, whatever those folks, were able to watch in the prime of their lifetime to watch Pele just take over games. I think it's the same that we see with Messi. It's that special. But Mbappe's really not very far behind, and he's much younger. And he is going to break all of Messi's records in the World Cup.
Did you see the interview that he gave where the questioner was trying to get him to say that he deserved to be one of the best, who's the best? And he, without hesitation, said Lionel Messi and Ronaldo are the best because they were the best for 15 years. We're all just trying to catch up to them.
I learned something new about Mbappe at that France-Paraguay game. He definitely has a nasty streak.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's tough, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was as tough as he is. He is a tough dude. And he lets stuff roll right off his back. They tried, everything was about agitating him.
God, that was a nasty game.
Nasty.
You were there, House. Give us the rundown.
Well, first of all, I was very surprised that how many Paraguay fans showed up. They really showed up. But as we previewed last pod, our friend Craig saw Paraguay also play against Germany. And Craig had said to me in advance of this game, Paraguay plays a really tough physical game, and it was ugly. It was really, really ugly the way they played it. They were from the kickoff of the beginning of the game, Paraguay was playing for penalty kicks.
I'm sure you saw stuff we didn't see off the ball that cameras didn't even pick up.
It was gross. It was gross. They were laying down on everything, cheap shots everywhere. And, I think in any sport, whether it's basketball, baseball, any of the sports, you have to play, a champion has to play every kind of game, every kind of adversity to become a champion. France just played probably the hardest physical, nasty game, and they made their way through it. That's part of the journey. I still think they're the ones to beat.
Yep.
Real quick on England, because, the running joke with them, correct me if I'm wrong, is a lot of hype, always underperform, right? And it seemed like last night was the game they would lose, right? I can't think that environment actually scares me. Like at that stadium,
can't
in
even
Mexico
imagine
City at night at the altitude,
87,000 Mexicans screaming their head off,
absolutely, like
throwing stuff
flags.
at the guys doing the corner kicks.
That win. That I think there's not enough emphasis. Is that the change for? That's usually the game they probably lose, right? And to come out of that,
for sure.
Maybe not in that round, but that type of game, yeah.
By the way, I went to years ago. There's a cup for all the teams that are North and South America and the Caribbean, CONCACAF Cup, and Mexico was in it. And I went to the game, and I don't know if you saw this, but when there's a goal kick from the opponent, you hear on TV, they go, like when there's a kickoff in an American football game, and they go, oh, and then in Mexico, they go, oh, punto, which is, it's not a nice word. It's not a nice word. And you could hear it they were screaming basically. England really went into the lion's den last night. No pun intended with the three lions, but they went in the lion's den and were great.
The Mexican fans stayed up all night long before the game, outside of the hotel where England was staying.
Shooting fireworks,
screaming, trying to make sure they
blowing
couldn't get
horns.
any sleep.
It was like July 4th in D.C.
Yeah.
You had to stay up all night if you wanted to
except
see
there
the
were people
fireworks.
there. No, except there were people there.
Oh, that's true. There were people there.
Could you imagine, though, if you're there with your family, just on a nice little vacation?
Happen to be at that hotel?
You're at that hotel. Anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
But talk about the England game last night. That last, call it 20 minutes, was some of the most intense sports watching I can remember.
Yeah,
I mean,
down to 10
it
players,
was
right?
unbelievable. I mean, my wife is just sitting there, just like I am, and we are just every time that Mexico would cross the ball in, we're like waiting for an inevitable score for minutes. It seemed like hours watching that.
So there was a lot of criticism when England chose their team. The biggest criticism came about who they chose on defense. They chose Stones, they chose Spencer, they left back Harry Maguire, they left back Luke Shaw, they left back a couple other guys, and there was unrelenting criticism of who they had on the back line. Those guys played out of their mind last night.
How about Lurch, the guy who was like 6'6" and kept heading the ball out when they were
Lurch played out of his mind.
Ridiculous.
So,
and Stones, that play, the last play of the game really was when he deflected the ball that could have potentially have been gone towards the goal. He kicked it right to the side.
But I was looking forward to this pod because I'd like to see Milk's anger.
Oh, here we go.
So I think it's time. I think it's time that we talk about how Flo can you go. This is the moment. The game is tonight. I do think Poch will start him. I don't think there's going to be any kind of diplomacy or anything like that to say, oh, let's avoid the controversy and start Ricardo Pepi.
Why would you?
Flo's going to start. Every nation in the world is going to be against us in this game, except for the United States. Fortunately, we're at home. But
love Seattle. Love it.
Guys, I guess you guys are the pundits on a sports pod.
Hold on. There were three issues, right? I mean, obviously, it was a horrible call to give him the red flag. But like, how did FIFA respond to that initially? And then secondly, was it right that they responded to political pressure? And thirdly, Belgium's reaction to all of this. I think those are the issues, right? I mean,
those are the issues. Oh, you must be a very good lawyer. You're an issue spotter.
Belgium's a bunch of pussies. Go ahead,
It's
Milk.
true. It's true. Milk, go ahead.
No,
I don't know. I don't know where he's going. This is going to be
I know where he's going. He's furious.
What are you furious about, Milk?
But what are you furious about, Milk?
First of all, there's this. No one's like focusing on the fact that this fucking happened with Ronaldo. I don't understand why that's not a big deal. Like everyone's like,
tell us
about
that. Tell us about that.
Ronaldo, now maybe because it wasn't recent, right? It was like 7 or 8 months ago that he got a red card, elbowed somebody. And he was going to be out, correct me if I'm wrong, House, for the first 2 games of the World Cup.
Yep.
In pool play, their best player. That's pretty fucking big. And then all of a sudden, Article 27, which we've heard nothing about, by the way. I love there's all this reporting now. For the last week, did anyone know about this? I had no clue what Article 27 was.
Best interest of soccer.
Yeah, right. Okay. So there was I was told for 5 days this was unappealable. There's nothing you can do. No, you can't do anything. Oh, except actually you could use what's been used in 7 months ago for our darling Cristiano Ronaldo to make sure he wasn't going to win or not be able to play in a World Cup game. And suddenly they reversed that. Okay, it's a suspension. Like, okay. And that, by the way, he's like elbowing somebody. It was like, looked totally
in the face or throat. It was pretty bad.
And now this gets overturned and we're like, I can't believe they did this. No. Like, what the hell? I don't understand why. It's like, it was a bad.
I think it should have been overturned, and it should have been overturned immediately by FIFA.
Sitting on it until 24 hours before.
I want counterpoint from Bison.
Sitting on it for 24 hours before was not helpful.
Well, first of all, you have
this is a travesty.
5 days.
It's the appearance of an impropriety is what we have now. With
this is a travesty.
Pressure.
I would say this, whatever president got involved, okay? This is terrible. It's unsporting. You should never be in a situation where the most powerful person in the world is exerting pressure on a sporting event. First of all, what the fuck are we doing here? I mean, this is really at the top of the list of things that the government of the United States should be worried about. While we've got a war going on and God only knows what else. Okay, but put that aside. This whole tournament has been changed now because of politics. And it's bad for the US, it's bad for FIFA. FIFA was already looked at as a corrupt organization. It looks more corrupt now. Milk, I hear what you're saying about Ronaldo. The difference is that the president of the United States did not get involved in that suspension.
No. So you're saying your assumption is that this was all because of Donald Trump, that they actually made the change because of Trump's pressure.
No, I
don't think
it could or
that.
couldn't be.
Because also, by the way, a couple things. First of all, now FIFA could be a corrupt organization. I'm not denying
it is.
It is.
And the president of FIFA, who, by the way, set what I saw, his quote, a couple things that struck me. One, he was almost acting like that whole appeal was already in process when Trump called. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we will go and appeal that. Just like Ronaldo's took several days or whatever, they were already in the process of doing it and told him, okay, you're going to have to, we'll let you know how it goes. Second thing I loved, by the way, was the passive-aggressive threat by the FIFA president, which was basically this. Yeah, I get a lot of calls. I get a lot of calls from heads of state. And by the way, you want me to start naming names? Because that's basically what he was saying. He's like, oh, you want to go there? You want to go talk? You think Donald Trump is the only one calling me? Was basically what he said, which I'm not
I think you're both right. I think you're both right. I don't think FIFA should have let Ronaldo off the hook because it was unquestionably a red flag that he deserved for elbowing this guy in the face. But I also think Bison is correct in that it was just stupid for our government to involve itself in this process. Now, I also don't think that Flo deserved a red flag. And I think it was an atrocious abomination of a call by a weak, pathetic ref, and FIFA should have stepped in almost immediately and
that was a problem. The red card
before any politician got involved.
The red card should have been rescinded the next day by FIFA using Article 27. None of this would have happened. They just let it. That's the problem. 24 hours before the game is when they make their decision, and that was one of the biggest parts of the problem.
If their communication, I'm not denying it. Their communication is terrible. Like I told you, no one has ever told me until yesterday morning that this thing could be appealed. And why didn't FIFA cut out?
If he scores tonight and the game ends 1-0, it's tainted. It is tainted. Oh. I'm sorry. It is. It will be. It will be for the world. It will be.
It may not be for us, but it definitely will. I've been listening to some of the commentators, who are world commentators. There will be an asterisk if he scores and they advance.
They can all suck.
I'm not saying the U.S. will have one, but
I mean, look.
Don't you want to beat your opponent's best squad?
What was the New Orleans Rams pass interference penalty to go to the conference championship game a few years ago, right?
Yeah, go to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Was it to go to the Super Bowl?
Championship game, yes.
Yeah. And it was an abominable, it was a terrible call, and nothing got done to fix it, right? There were bad
was nothing
calls.
to fix it.
You can't do that. You can't fix that.
Okay, but this, you can't fix this either. There's bad calls all the time. Is FIFA going to go and review every red card now?
House, chime in here
Mace.
Because France is appealing the yellow card for Olise.
Well, I think that's a little bit of mocking FIFA. I mean, look, there's so many issues.
It's a slippery slope. Where does it stop?
And FIFA needs to just shut it down and say there is no more changing of. Once
4 years ago,
it's done.
FIFA and Sepp Blatter were they're then Gianni Giannini Infantino, Sepp Blatter, caught with their hand in the cookie jar, awarding a tournament in the middle of summer or late summer to Qatar, which has no connection to soccer, which has no anything.
Too hot.
Desolate
Too
sand.
hot.
No
All
Inferno.
kinds of human rights violations.
No alcohol.
Women have to walk
No
around in
alcohol.
burqas, no alcohol. And it was clear that this was a payola scheme. And FIFA said they were going to get it right. This whole situation with FIFA and what happened in this situation reminds me of the stain that eventually happened to boxing. That no one could really know whether, matches were fixed or someone lost on purpose so that there could be a second version of the same fight so that pay-per-view could make more money. I'm not saying FIFA is making money off of this. I do think most of the commentators saying right result, wrong process is the sum of all of this.
Did you just do a VAR box there? It looked like it.
Yes, it is. It was a horrendous call. There are some question marks about the referee that made the call and other questionable calls he's made in the past, which is another.
We should be talking about that.
Which is another
non-calls,
FIFA issue.
and his non-calls in that very game.
So, yes, when I was at the France Paraguay game, and I promised a listener that I would say that game was Paraguay played. Paraguay is a dirty team and not dirty in the good way. A listener asked for yes. So
No doubt. They showed it.
They committed 18 fouls and there were 0 yellow cards. I mean, blatant fouls, 0 yellow cards. So I think the real black mark right now is on the officiating of this tournament. And obviously, the hair game, did it, in the Argentina game, did it brush, one hair? Was it off actually an Argentina player that redirected the ball? All of these calls. Of course, every other Twitter feed that someone's sending me is saying the same thing. As soon as something exciting happens in the game, it's an offsides call.
Yeah.
That's bad for soccer right now. And I really hope American soccer was right on the precipice of saying this World Cup has been virtually perfect and the only blemish has been the officiating. Can we really trust it?
But context really matters here. And, and I'm sorry, the reality of when we're playing this tournament in 2026 in the United States, the way we conduct our business around the world has been called into question, okay? Like the politics or not, doesn't matter. The reality is the way we handle our business around the world has been questioned like it's never been before. And this feeds into the fact that we can be bullies, we do what we want, we don't think rules apply to us. I think this is a huge black mark on the tournament. I want us to win tonight, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a massive, massive black mark on this tournament, and I don't think it's good for our country that this happened.
I think it's a relative 24, 36-hour news cycle. I think after the event happens in this game, the team, if the USA wins, it will be because of more than Flo. The defenders. Let's turn to the game for a second, guys.
Yes.
Here?
Yeah. Here's my question to you, House. Okay. We haven't played shit until now. We're now playing the 9th team in the world, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been playing pretty shitty so far.
Hold on. As an outsider, in March we played them. We lost 5-2. 5-2 last time we played them. Why? How? Put this thing to the side. How the hell do we even win this game?
It was 1-1 at halftime in that friendly match. It's very hard to gauge off of friendly matches. Whole bunch of players pulled in the second half. Whatever you want to say about how dirty they played, Paraguay took France to the end and beat Germany, and we absolutely mashed them 4-1.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we've not played anybody. We played a team that beat Germany and took France to the end and destroyed them. However, where you're right is we have never seen, Paraguay had 1 score in CISO. These other teams that we faced have had 1 score. These guys have multiple scores. Doku is going to be a handful. By the time we listen to this tomorrow, most of our folks, I know we're recording this before, but I hope that we're not going to have seen the Jeremy Doku show or the Trossard show or the Kevin De Bruyne show or
he's the one who's Kurt.
The
really
Thielman show. They have got numerous scorers on that team. I think they have underperformed. This is what scares me about Belgium. They've underperformed up to this point.
Well, De Bruyne is hurt.
He's hurt.
He's half the player he used to be.
Yes.
And he's more of a facilitator now than a scorer.
Their main players in De Bruyne and Courtois, their goalie, were the same team that beat us, I don't know, whatever it was, 12 years ago. So, I mean, these guys are much longer in the tooth. I do think that our speed is going to help a lot tonight. If we play as disciplined, I said before the last pod, do you guys ever worry about when the ball comes to our end on defense? Because I just feel like we've got this wall up there and we defend everything. The same thing happened in the last game when we were playing 10 men. The defensive discipline was incredible. If we continue to play with that defensive discipline, we're going to win this game tonight. Chris Richards has been like otherworldly. Tim Ream has turned the clock back. I mean, Malik Tillman is something else. I mean, we haven't even said a word about one of the, by physics, one of the most unbelievable goals.
Oh, that shot
was amazing.
Down 10 men, Malik Tillman making an almost impossible shot to give us the breathing room to win that game against Bosnia, which, by the way, honestly, how does FIFA assign a Bosnian ref to this game tonight? Yeah.
Good luck.
His passport's from Bosnia. His mother's Bosnian.
I don't know why Hertzgovina keeps getting the short shrift here. I mean, really, God, you just want to forget them so much.
Does Seattle factor in here?
Yes.
I mean, does it matter in soccer and football? It's a big deal.
Yeah, the environment matters.
We don't win this on a neutral setting. Seattle really could be the 12th man tonight.
And they haven't had to leave the West Coast from... they're pretty well rested.
My prediction is that Flo is going to be double teamed, and he's actually going to be
like
an afterthought in this game. And I think it's going to be one of these guys like Malik Tillman,
Weston McKennie,
maybe McKinney. I like Malik Tillman, and I love the way Serginho Dest has played. He's played so great this tournament, and he's going to get his chance. Pulisic will be a great creator in this game. I think he'll have an assist, but I think Tillman or Dest are going to be your stars. We'll see. It's been so fun, right? Like, aren't you guys glued to it all?
Yes.
And the best is yet to come, potentially. I mean, we have 2 weeks of the best matchups in the world here in the U.S.
So great. So great. And all of our stadiums and all of that stuff that we've done has been amazing. So anyway, there we have it. Go USA.
Right.
Go USA.
All right.
USA.
Well, let's switch over to the NBA a little bit. Rooster, pretty big trade. How are you feeling about this in the East?
I just can't get my head around it. I mean, it's starting to call into question the wisdom of Brad Stevens. I think
tee it up for the listener.
So the Celtics, after basically listening to just a little bit of grievance from Jalen Brown after the season about, why isn't he considered the number one guy on the team, et cetera. It leaked out that they had been putting him up as a trade bait for Giannis. And then, of course, Brown got even more upset, and the rest of the league smelled, blood in the water. They're like, they're going to have to trade him now, and we're not going to have to pay much for it. And sure enough, they traded him to the Sixers for old, broken down Paul George. And, it just, I don't know a single NBA analyst or talk show talking head who thinks the Celtics came out on top in that trade. I think they got fleeced by the Sixers.
What did Bill Simmons say, y'all?
His colonoscopy.
He said he woke up, heard it, and thought he was dead.
And
he said he had a camera up his ass at the same time that he had
Paul George
shoved up his ass.
That was just classic.
Paul George had a bit of a renaissance moment in the playoffs with the Sixers, but he's basically done. I just don't understand this at all. And the only way I can explain it is there must be some serious burned bridge that we don't know about between Brown and the Celtics, because they gave him away. They could have gotten a lot more for him or kept him. I mean, let's face it. 2 years ago, he was the MVP of the NBA championship.
Yeah. Yep.
And then last year, he carried the team on his back by himself until Jason Tatum finally comes back during the playoffs, and then they overplay him, and he can't even play Game 7. I think this was a overreaction to losing to the Sixers, who they didn't think were as good as they were. Jalen Brown is making a ton of money on his contract. He signed a 3-year contract, whereas he's like averaging 50-something million a year. And, he made some comments that didn't sit well with the organization, but he's never done anything wrong. He's not a bad guy. He just should have kept his mouth shut. Probably.
So they showed him by trading him within the division.
Within the division to a team that's got Maxey and Embiid on it.
Just beat him.
And the young dude,
BJ
Edgecombe. I mean, and what did they get for themselves? They got Paul George and broken down, always injured, can't make a free throw, Mitch Robinson.
Did they get any draft picks of note?
They got 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders, but the Sixers also acquired first-round draft picks from the Clippers, who are likely to be just booty cakes the next couple years, and the Sixers protected those.
And the Sixers are going to be good again.
Well, at least you got draft picks for Celtics.
Jalen Brown.
I'm not a Celtic, but
no, I know. At least the Celtics got draft picks.
Yeah, I hear you. I have learned so much about this whole apron, because I've been trying to make heads or tails of all this stuff. Jalen Brown is making $185 million, as Rooster said, over the next 3 seasons. And basically through one of those seasons, they're going to start talking about his next Supermax contract, because he will be eligible for one. And so what the NBA Players Association and the owners agreed on the most recent CBA and a couple years ago is a new set of kind of tax structure where there's, first a luxury tax, and then, well, of course, there's a salary cap, and then there's a luxury tax, and then there's a first apron and a second apron. So for the upcoming year, the salary cap is $162 million. And once you're over that, the luxury tax comes in once you're at $196 million. Now you start paying a tax to the league. And then the first apron is another $7 to $8 million above that, where you start losing flexibility. You can't have a mid-level exception. You can't have limits on sign-in trades. But the second apron, and this apparently was what was driving the Jalen Brown decision,
and James Dolan's decision not to re-sign Mitch Robinson.
Once you're $10 million above the first apron, there's no mid-level exception. You can't aggregate player salaries in most trades. You can't take back more salary than you send out. You can't send cash in trades. You can't sign players who are bought out if they made above the mid-level salary. Your first-round draft pick 7 years out can become frozen. And if you remain above the second apron repeatedly, it can be moved to the end of the first round. So your draft picks got hurt. So they got bought out recently, the Celtics. There's rumors that some of this was driven by their new private equity ownership. I don't know if that's true or not, but most pundits are saying this was financially driven. Whatever beef they might have had with Jalen that Rooster's talking about, this is a sad turn of affairs if you take a superstar, a guy that was scoring top 5 in the league, and you say, uh-oh, I'm worried about taxation, when your other superstar is a real injury concern now with Tatum.
Right. Yeah, I would say that 95 to 99% of this had to do with the apron and his contract. I don't think that it was like any kind of conflict with Jason Tatum or any of that stuff that you're hearing. And part of it was, I think, an overreaction to the loss to the Sixers. And then, if you remember, a couple years before, maybe in the 23 playoffs, he was really exposed maybe by the Pacers as being unable to handle the ball in traffic. He's got small hands. I think that may have been just a tiny percentage. I think it's all about money. And it's a shame, really. I feel for the Celtics fans. I wish they had traded him outside of the division, though. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what. If you have to trade him, trade him. Just don't trade him within the division. Jeez.
So there's looks like the Lakers are maybe heading towards a situation where poor Luka is surrounded by nobody.
Bunch of chumps.
Yeah.
Well,
what's he going to do?
Well, that assumes that Austin Reeves.
28.
That assumes that Austin Reeves and Walker Kessler are chumps.
They are.
Are they?
Kind of. I think they.
Austin
I don't
Reeves
think they're
is pretty good.
I think Reeves can be good, but he's a complimentary player. He's not a star on his own.
They're going to be fighting for the 6 or 7 or 8, 9. Luka's going to get pretty unhappy pretty quick. This is not what was sold to him. I guarantee you that.
Where's LeBron going?
We don't know yet. It looks like
the
Minnesota
rumors keep coming to Cleveland.
Yeah, I think the money's on Cleveland.
Cleveland, Minnesota, maybe Philly.
I mean, Cleveland had a good team last
Philly
year.
now.
I mean, they choked in the playoffs. They had a good team last year. Though.
My take is fine, go home. Cleveland, great. Round out your career there. You're not going to win. If you want one more championship, you're not going to do that with James Harden.
No way. The Lakers just got rid of Ayton, too. Sent him
Bison
to
has him
Washington.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, they've got
Twin
some
Towers
rebuilding
with
to do. Yeah. I mean, I hope he resurrects his career, actually. I like him, and he's just not done well lately. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we move on? House, you wanted to talk about eating contests?
I know that Milk has a lot of jealousy of wanting to be like Joey Chestnut.
No, it's my worst nightmare.
It's not even a sport.
Hold on a second.
Why are we talking about this on a sports podcast?
I just want to know what you guys are capable of. What are you capable of eating that you'll beat anybody at?
I want
Brewster,
to
be careful
really
with your answer.
Go over what he consumed. Did you guys see the numbers? 19,000 calories, 1,122 grams of fat. This is literally my worst nightmare. I mean, if you want to torture me one day, make me eat 66 hot dogs in 1 hour.
Can we get a tattoo on you instead?
I would get a tattoo before you chained me to a chair. Remember that movie 7 where he kills the guy through overeating, gluttony?
Yeah, gluttony.
That's my worst way to go. A lot of people say drowning, fire. If you make me eat to death, that's my biggest nightmare.
Wow. Okay.
Can you not win an eating contest at anything, Milk? I don't know. He's so freaked out right now.
Yeah. Right. Gluttony disappeared.
He's eating his cable bill.
Froze.
Milk, what can you eat incessantly that you would beat someone at?
I mean, I could do like a nice, like unbuttered broccoli, or maybe like a sautéed fish, something like that. Like a really soft grouper.
A soft
maybe some
grouper.
Mushrooms. Like just something like. I think I could totally destroy
eating
you
contest with fish.
You don't think you would win the White Claw contest?
No, of course not. By the way, I didn't know until yesterday that the Nathan's hot dog eating contest also has a lemonade chugging contest.
Yeah.
A guy took down 1 gallon in like 20
seconds.
Also, the second fear of my life.
Big
Only
Tank
in America.
Or whatever his name
Only
was.
in America.
I'm afraid to ask Rooster what he'd win in a eating contest.
All right, I'm going to clean it up, and I'll tell you that I think I could beat all comers in a oyster eating contest.
Wow.
I one time ate so many oysters at a bar that I hallucinated.
You know, it's a natural
really
aphrodisiac. You know that, right? I'm
I
not
was
surprised to
seeing
hear
multiple psychedelic colors and was in a full-blown hallucination afterwards.
Were they Atlantic or what particular type of oyster?
Yeah, they were Atlantic. They were, the briny kind. They were big. They were good, really good. It's really just an excuse to eat cocktail sauce, which I love. But I think I probably put down close to 30 oysters.
Oh, 30. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't good.
Pope?
All right, let's just move on.
No, you didn't. Listen, if you give me, I have the weirdest one of all time, but if you give me pretzel cheddar cheese combos, I'm telling you, cheddar cheese combos, I haven't had one in years, but I literally could eat bags upon bags upon bags upon bags of those. I could eat more cheddar cheese combos than anybody alive. That's my thing.
I think claim to fame.
I think I could eat, the goldfish.
Yes.
I think I could shovel a lot of those down. A couple bags.
We can make that happen.
I'm sure you could.
Fantasy football draft order.
God almighty. Bring the buckets.
Congrats, Joey.
That July 4th photograph you sent around with that Yabba Dabba Doo steak and the
mac and cheese look good.
Giant serving of mac and cheese. That could have qualified for a contest.
That was
those are actually ribs.
Those look good. Those look really good.
Sous vide with a little char on the grill. But anyway, that's what I said. My fourth tradition was barbecue ribs.
Those look good.
Well, we're a little late here, so let's move it along. Anybody have a punchable face?
We punched FIFA so many times. How many more punches?
I've got one.
Go.
I've got a FIFA-related punch, and it's to Celeste Amarilla. You know who that is?
No.
Celeste Amarilla is a Paraguayan senator who, after the French took care of business with Paraguay, called Mbappe a colonized Cameroonian.
God.
Can you believe that? What a sore loser. Anyway, Mbappe called her a despicable racist and just moved on.
Like red card for that one.
Yeah, what a dope. She gets.
I was going to just also throw a punch generally at the Paraguayan team, and the way they played that game is not suitable for a World Cup soccer game. It was disgusting.
It's a shame you had to watch that.
Yeah, because
the Germans, it would have been a much more interesting game.
Of course, France-Germany would have been incredible. This is the only game that I've seen on TV or live where someone didn't show up to play soccer and just showed up to play, fight.
Was that the strategy?
Yep.
Yes.
We're just gonna
completely
play like
they were playing for penalty kicks. That was their only. It was like jury nullification. They were
and
playing
a lot of the
kicks.
commentators, people have watched for all these guys were saying the same thing. Zlatan, Thierry Henry, Landon Donovan, all of them saying that's not even close to soccer.
By the way, is Zlatan the worst sports analyst you've ever listened to?
I like Zlatan.
Oh. He's so unprepared and dull. Anyway.
Either I eat you or you get eaten.
It reminds me of how I learned to play football, very rough.
Are we going to get to lassos now?
Yes. Anybody? No more punches? All right. Who's got a lasso?
I have a lasso. It's a true lasso, very quickly, because I don't want them to be forgotten. In case anyone suggests on this pod that a couple months from now we'll forget all about them, never forget the Cape Verde 11. I mean, what that team did, these plumbers and firemen and nothings. I mean, the goalie does not even have a club at this moment. The rest of the team, the Columbus Crew, the Shamrock Rovers, Albateye, Trabzonspor, Krasnodar, Igdir, Puskas Akademia, Amadora, Basakashir. Have you heard of any of those teams? I haven't. That's where these guys play for next to nothing. Not anymore. They're all going to, not all, a lot of them are going to be moving on.
Goalie's
to
in his
clubs.
40s, right?
He's 41. and he's been the superstar of the tournament, and he's now up to 19 million followers on Instagram. And
is he going to be able to sign with a club team house?
He might play for Inter Miami. Like there's really? Some interest there.
Like a backup?
Yeah, why not? I just think it's a great story. If you wanted the Cinderella, the underdog, the one that almost pushed the number one team in the world to the end, just the way they came on to tie that game at 2. The second goal was one of the best, probably one of the best goals of the whole tournament. And so a true lasso to Cape Verde, forever in our hearts.
Well, I believe. I just want to give a little salute to 2 superstars of football who are as they're on their way out the door. Ronaldo and Neymar. It's their last World Cup for each of them. Let's not forget how great they once were.
Can't forget Luka Modric. That's Croatia.
Right. That's right, from Croatia. He's also wrapping it up.
Super greats.
Yep. All right, buzzer beaters. Who's got a buzzer?
Well, All-Star game is coming up next week. The team that I'm almost sorry that we've not talked about the whole year because we are sometimes can be homers. If you guys aren't seeing right now what's happening with, of all teams, the Florida Marlins. They're the best team in the month of June. I think they're like 22-6 in their last 28 games, something crazy. They're already 3-4 games above 500. They would be in the wild card today. Talk about a bunch of no names, bunch of, I guess, future Yankees. They are playing incredible baseball.
The low budget Florida
teams.
There's
7 games over 500?
Yes.
The Rays and the Marlins.
The Marlins are playing incredible.
Combined salary, the Rays and the Marlins is what? Half the Dodgers? I mean, and look at what they're doing.
Yeah, it's great. It's good for baseball. Speaking of the All-Star weekend, Mizorowski is not going to play because he's got a start that's too close to the game. But did you see that, like maybe a week and a half ago, he was clocked at 108 point something miles an hour?
Really?
Wow.
And it was the second fastest clocked pitch. Do you know who has the first?
I'm going to guess Aroldis Chapman.
Yep. Also 108, but 108 point something. That's a little higher than Mizorowski.
One of the more frightening pitchers.
Yeah, can you imagine standing in on that?
Yeah,
having a fastball ride up on you at 109.
I mean, how?
Hey, by the way, if it's coming at your head,
yes. A Rooster hit one of those pitches. It was the equivalent speed of 109. My wiffle ball.
Rooster put it on your house.
Yeah, literally still going.
So we have a mailbag buzzer from cousin Justin, who suggests that the Major League Baseball trade deadline may look a little different this year with the lockout looming, saying that, like, if you're a team, how much do you really want to invest in a guy who might not be available for a whole season or the whole rest of a season? And, that we may see some trades that could have been and should have been made just not happen because of this pending lockout, which will be interesting because there are some teams, including the Yankees, who could use some help right now with all the injuries they have. Of course, that never stops them. They'll go out and get Skubal, who will come back and hurt his arm again.
Will Skubal
move?
But
I mean, that's
will
not
Bobby Witt move? There's some really good players on some bad teams that could move.
Yeah.
Well, and there's still a question of who's going to be buying, who's going to be selling.
What about Trout? Will they ever move Trout? No. Or is the poor guy going to languish there for the rest of his career?
That'd be a shame.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, any
other
buzzers?
We need to make some moves.
Milk, what's your buzzer?
I don't really have one. I mean, Pope, Wimbledon update? I mean, come on. It's
been an uninspiring Wimbledon so far.
It really has.
Osaka knocked off Sablinka yesterday.
Are there Americans left?
We've got Taylor Fritz, who always seems to make a run in Wimbledon into the quarters.
Okay.
And then the women's, I think Coco's playing another American, so we're guaranteed to have someone in the semis.
There we go.
I mean, are Sinner and the Joker on a collision course?
Probably, unless Fritz can beat one of them, which not likely.
I mean, that would be an amazing story if the Joker could win. another Grand Slam at his age and how much he's broken down.
Wait, he is one clear? How many clear is he for the record right now? He's one or two above Nadal or Federer?
For total majors?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You would think it's
Wimbledon,
sinners.
that'll be nuts.
You would think it's sinners to lose, but we thought that about the French.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sinner
right.
he'll have a match every now and then where it's kind of like, you went 5 sets with that guy? That actually, in the first round, he almost lost.
All right, so House, final word. We are playing tonight in the round of 16. If we win, we go to the quarters and we'll play Spain.
Yes.
When we do this pod a week from now with our preview of the semis, will we be previewing the U.S. men's soccer team?
Country roads,
Whoa.
take me home.
Wow, USA.
To the place
Yes.
I belong, West
Okay.
Virginia.
All right, love to hear it. On that
Go out
note,
on that.
Take me home.
USA.
Fine singing
Country
right there.
roads, let's go.
All right.
USA. USA. USA.